Working from home, is this a vast cultural shift in society that's going to change the way that people do business and the landscape of real estate itself? Or is this just a fad that's going to be out the door as soon as people are allowed back in their offices? Today, I want to discuss how the new fad of working from home could be here to stay and what this could mean for the entire real estate market and consumer behavior moving forward. How's it going, everybody? Thank you so much for clicking this video. My name is Brandon Vincent. I'm a real estate agent here in St. John, New Brunswick with eXp Realty. I've been actively selling here in the city for over 3 years. My goal on this channel is to bring you relevant real estate information in an entertaining way. If you do like the sounds of that, just hit that like button and give me a subscribe, follow along for the journey. But without further ado, let's dive into this topic. Over the last 2 years, we have seen a massive increase in the amount of people that are now working from home. Even prior to the pandemic, there have been a lot of companies that have been exploring the idea of can their employees work from home and how productive are people when they do work from home. So in order to figure out whether or not this trend is sustainable for the future, I think what we need to start looking at is how productive are people when they are working from home. So a statistic from Stats Canada says that 90% of teleworkers claim to be at least as productive at home as they are when they're at the office. So more than half, about 58% of people reported being able to accomplish as much at home per hour as they could at the office. While roughly 1/3, so 32%, reported actually being more productive working from home than when they were at the office. While about 10% reported actually having less productivity while working from home than when they were at the office. Now, obviously, these stats depend severely on the industry that we're talking about, and the stats are going to range between each work industry and what type of work that you're actually required to do from home. But the important thing to take away here is that the vast majority of people that are working from home are saying that they're able to at least do the same or more amount of work than when they were at the office. Which, if I was a betting man, I would be putting my money on saying that working from home is going to be here to stay. Now, of course, there are going to be companies that want to have their employees coming into the office. And some of these companies might be heavily focused on culture. And maybe some of these companies don't want their employees working from home, or maybe they believe that they're not as productive. So this is a very open-ended conversation. And there are still a lot of jobs that actually aren't able to even work from home whether or not they wanted to. A lot of trades jobs. You need to be right on site and live in the city that you're working in order to be employed, obviously. The hands-on jobs. Welders, electricians, construction workers, firefighters, police department are obviously positions that you need to be in the city that you're working in order to provide that service. But Statistics Canada has also said that 40% of Canadian jobs can be done from home. If anybody's questioning where I'm getting this information, the link's going to be down below.
So, if roughly 40% of Canadian jobs can be done from home, the next question is, well, how many Canadian jobs are there?
This just in. There are roughly 17,605,000 Canadian jobs.
How'd you come up with that number?
What I did is I looked online to find out how many jobs there are per province, added them all up, and that's the grand total. Like I said, all links down below. So if there's 17 million jobs available in Canada, Statistics Canada says that roughly 40% of them are able to be done at home, which is about 7 million people that are now able to work from home or work remotely. How is that going to change the way that consumers make decisions, especially when it comes to real estate and where they're living? Well, first of all, people don't need to live in the city that they're working in anymore. That is no longer a requirement, which is going to allow more people to be flexible with where they live. And instead of paying the premium rent or premium mortgage to live right in the city that they're working in, they'll actually probably be able to live further on the outskirts or even in other provinces that might be cheaper for them to live, then giving them a better quality of life. And of course, this is going to depend heavily on the company policies, whether or not you need to be in the office maybe 1 to 2 days a week, which could be possible. But even that is going to change the way that people live, because instead of now living in the city, they might choose to live the outskirts of the city, because that might give them a little bit more flexibility for the option of having more property or finding cheaper accommodations, then in turn giving them a better quality of life. They might be more open to taking the long commutes into work if they know that they only have to do it once or twice a week. So we have to think on a large scale, how is this going to affect the way that people make decisions? And if anybody is thinking that it doesn't affect it, I think it's a very naive way of thinking, because these past 2 years, we have been pushing through a cultural adoption of technology, which I think that a lot of people are underestimating, and how this is going to affect culture and society as a whole. And then there's also things like Web 3.0 that are coming out that I also believe are being extremely underestimated, especially with the adoption of more decentralized systems and decentralized softwares that are going to take power out of the left. But we're not going to go down that rabbit hole today. How else does this affect the way that people are making decisions right now? Well, also, they're going to be looking for larger homes where they can feel comfortable working in now. They're going to want to make sure that they have that extra room to be an office where maybe before they didn't need that. This will also make people more likely to invest more money into their homes, knowing that they're going to be spending the majority of their time there from now on. It's also going to heavily affect things like commercial real estate and the way that companies look at the amount of office space that they actually require to run their companies. And then think of the emergence and opportunities that this provides for some new companies to come up that then have decentralized headquarters and can actually hire people all around the world to accomplish their tasks. And if there's ever meetings that are required, well, they'll just do Zoom calls. And it actually is a big win for these companies because it requires less overhead for them to grow and succeed. Honestly, this is one of those things that I could probably sit and go on and talk about forever, because I've been thinking about it so much, and it's almost overwhelming to think about all the opportunities and things that are going to happen because of working from home, and how this cultural change and massive tech adoption is going to be influencing the consumer's behaviors, and what it's going to mean for the real estate market in different places in the world that now have the opportunity to grow, where before people said there wasn't enough work or this or that. It's going to be changing the whole landscape, and that's why I wanted to have this video and have a discussion with you just to get the conversation rolling. And also, I think that it'll be great to revisit this video in 5 to 8 years and be like, see, I knew this was going to be huge. I knew it was going to happen, because I really do feel like this is something that's going to change the landscape in a way that people don't even realize. So in saying that, thank you so much for watching this video until the very end. I would love to hear your thoughts and your opinions on this. Please let me know down in the comments. If you did like this video, hit the like and subscribe button and follow along for the journey. Have a great day.